Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Complete method of query form submission with SBK test result, detailed tutorial. This tutorial will guide you through the process of creating a query form, submitting it to a backend, performing an SBK, presumably seed-based key, test on the submitted data, assuming you're using SBK for verification or authentication, and displaying the result back to the user. This tutorial covers various aspects, including HTML form creation, JavaScript submission, backend handling, using Python with Flask, and integration with a hypothetical SBK testing function. Disclaimer: this is a conceptual example. The specific implementation of the SBK test will depend on your specific requirements and algorithms. This tutorial provides placeholders for SBK-related functionality, which you need to replace with your actual implementation. Additionally, adapt the code to your preferred backend technology, example Node.js, PHP, Ruby on Rails. Outline: 1. HTML form creation, frontend. 2. JavaScript form submission, frontend. 3. Backend setup, Flask with Python. 4. SBK test implementation, backend, placeholder. 5. Handling form data and SBK test, backend. 6. Returning results to the frontend, backend. 7. Displaying results, frontend. 8. Security considerations. 9. Complete code example, HTML, JavaScript, Python/Flask. 1. HTML form creation, frontend. Create an HTML form that collects the necessary information from the user. Include appropriate labels and input types for each field. Explanation: doc type HTML declares the document type as HTML5. Head contains meta information about the HTML document. Charset specifies the character encoding. Viewport configures the viewport for responsive design. Title sets the title that appears in the browser tab. Style defines some basic CSS for styling the form. Body contains the visible page content. H1 a heading for the form. Form the HTML form element. ID equals query form assigns an ID for easy access in JavaScript. Div class equals form group, a container for each form field and its label. Label provides a textual label for the input field. The for attribute links the label to the corresponding input's ID. Input type equals text, input type equals email, text area, different types of input fields for name, email, and the query itself. ID, a unique identifier for the input field, used for styling and JavaScript. Name, the name of the input field, which is used when submitting the form data. Required, specifies that the input field must be filled out before the form can be submitted. Button type equals submit, the submit button. Div ID equals result container, a container to display the result from the backend. It's initially hidden using CSS, display, none. PID equals result message, a paragraph element within the result container to display the specific result message. Script src equals script.js/script, links to an external JavaScript file, we'll create this next. 2. JavaScript form submission, frontend. Use JavaScript to prevent the default form submission behavior and send the data to the backend using fetch or XML HTTP request. We'll use fetch as it's the more modern approach. Create a file named script.js in the same directory as your HTML file. Explanation asterisk. Asterisk document.add event listener, DOM content loaded, function, asterisk. This ensures that the JavaScript code runs after the HTML document has been fully loaded. Asterisk const form equals document.get element by ID, query form, asterisk gets a reference to the form element using its ID. Asterisk event.prevent default, asterisk prevents the default form submission behavior, which would typically reload the page. Asterisk const form data equals new form data, form, asterisk creates a form data object from the form data. This is an easy way to collect all the form fields and their values. Form data automatically handles encoding the data correctly for the request. Asterisk fetch, /submit query, asterisk uses the fetch API to send a post request to the /submit query endpoint. You'll define this endpoint in your backend. Asterisk method, post, specifies the HTTP method as post. Asterisk body, form data, sets the body of the request to the form data object. Then, response equals response.json, parses the response from the server as JSON. Then, data equals. Handles the parsed JSON data. Asterisk result message.text content equals data.message, sets the text content of the result message element to the message property of the JSON data received from the backend. Asterisk result container.style.display equals block, makes the result container visible. Catch, error equals. Handles any errors that occur during the fetch operation. Logs the error to the console and displays an error message to the user. 3. Backend setup, Flask with Python. For this example, we'll use Python with the Flask framework to create a simple backend. Install Flask. Create a Python file, example appy. Explanation asterisk. Asterisk from Flask import Flask, request, JSON-IFI asterisk imports necessary modules from Flask. Asterisk app equals Flask, __name __, asterisk creates a Flask application instance. Asterisk at approot, /submit query, methods equals post, asterisk defines a route for the /submit query endpoint, which only accepts post requests. Asterisk data equals request.form asterisk accesses the form data sent from the frontend. The request.form object is a dictionary-like structure that contains the form field values. Asterisk perform _SBK test, data, asterisk calls the SBK test function, explained in the next section. Asterisk JSON-IFI, message, asterisk converts the message string into a JSON response and sends it back to the frontend. Asterisk app run, debug equals true, asterisk starts the Flask development server. Debug equals true enables debugging mode, helpful during development but should be disabled in production. Asterisk from Flask _cores import cores, app, asterisk enables cross-origin resource sharing, cores, to allow requests from the frontend, which is likely running on a different port or origin. This is essential for the JavaScript fetch request to succeed. In production, configure cores more restrictively to only allow specific origins. 4. SBK test implementation, backend, placeholder. The perform _SBK test function is a placeholder. You must replace this with your actual SBK test logic. Important considerations for real SBK implementation asterisk. Asterisk seed management asterisk how are the seeds generated, stored, and rotated? Securely store the seed, s. Asterisk key derivation function, KDF use a strong KDF, example argon2, bcrypt, scrypt, pbkdf2, to derive the key from the seed and potentially other data, example user ID, assault. Asterisk verification method asterisk how do you verify the key? Common methods include asterisk HMAC asterisk generate an HMAC, hash-based message authentication code, of the submitted data using the derived key. The backend then regenerates the HMAC using the same key and compares the two. Asterisk digital signature asterisk the client signs the data using the derived key, as a private key. The backend verifies the signature using the corresponding public key, derived from the seed. Asterisk salt asterisk use a unique salt for each user or data entry to prevent rainbow table attacks. Asterisk rate limiting asterisk implement rate limiting to prevent brute force attacks on the SBK verification process. Asterisk error handling asterisk handle errors gracefully and provide informative error messages without revealing sensitive information. Asterisk security audits asterisk regularly audit your SBK implementation for security vulnerabilities. Example using HMAC, illustrative, adapt to your needs. Important asterisk the HMAC example requires you to also generate the HMAC on the client side, using JavaScript, and send it with the form data. Client-side HMAC generation, JavaScript. Install crypto.js asterisk. 5. Handling form data and SBK test, backend. The submit_query function in AppPy receives the form data and calls the perform_SBK_test function. 6. Returning results to the frontend, backend. The backend returns a JSON response to the frontend. The JSON response contains a message property, which will be displayed to the user. 7. Displaying results, frontend. The JavaScript code in script.js receives the JSON response and displays the message in the result container. 8. Security considerations. Asterisk HTTPS asterisk always use HTTPS to encrypt communication between the client and the server. Asterisk input validation asterisk validate all input data on both the client and the server to prevent injection attacks, example SQL injection, cross-site scripting. Asterisk output encoding asterisk encode output data properly to prevent cross-site scripting, XSS, attacks. Asterisk CSRF protection asterisk implement cross-site request forgery, CSRF, protection to prevent malicious websites from submitting forms on behalf of authenticated users. Asterisk rate limiting asterisk implement rate limiting to prevent brute force attacks. Asterisk secure seed management asterisk protect the seed used in your SBK implementation. Store it securely and rotate it regularly. Asterisk strong KDF asterisk use a strong key derivation function, KDF, to derive the key from the seed. Asterisk salt asterisk use a unique salt for each user or data entry. Asterisk regular security audits asterisk conduct regular security audits of your code and infrastructure. 9. Complete code example, HTML, JavaScript, Python/Flask. Here's the complete code example, combining all the pieces. Remember to replace the placeholder SBK test with your actual implementation and adapt it to your specific needs. Index.html asterisk. Script.js asterisk. AppPy asterisk. To run the example asterisk. 1. Install dependencies asterisk. Asterisk install Flask, pip install Flask. Asterisk install Flask cores, pip install Flask cores. Asterisk install crypto.js, npm install crypto.js. 2. Run the Flask app asterisk Python AppPy. 3. Open index.html in your web browser. Remember to replace placeholders. The most important step is to replace the placeholder SBK test implementation with your actual logic. Secure your seed. Protect the seed used in the SBK test. Use a strong KDF and salt. Adjust security settings. Test thoroughly. This comprehensive tutorial should give you a solid foundation for implementing a query form submission system with an SBK test. Remember to adapt the code and concepts to your specific needs and security requirements. Good luck.